First of all, there's the name. How did you get it, and did it make you feel different or special as a kid?
Well, as a kid, Michael, it was the only name I knew. As a matter of fact, I think I was in the third grade. I had transferred schools in San Francisco. My family had moved, and when all the kids are sitting there and the teachers are calling out your name and want you to sit down, and they'd call out every name, and I was still standing there. And she says, well, she went through the list, and she says, "Are you Arenthal?" And I said, "No." She said, "What's your last name?" I said, "Simpson." She says, "Arenthal." I kind of sensed, well, maybe it was something I didn't know, and I sat down. Well, when I got home that day, I said, "Mom, what's my name?" Because all my life they'd called me OJ.
You're getting in trouble now and then.
Most of the trouble I was involved in had to do with aggression. And I was a pretty aggressive kid, and you grow up in a neighborhood government housing projects. You have to be a member of a club, and so most of it was what kids do. You go to parties, you crash parties, you get into fights, you be pretty aggressive. But I was always a pretty good athlete.
Yo, what's good, people? We back. Had to come through because, with the passion of OJ, man, I'm mad OJ died. Like, dog, you couldn't fight that cancer off, dog. You done fought off murder trials. You couldn't fight off a little bit of cancer. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, with OJ, we have to. A lot of people don't understand who OJ is because of the case. But before, it took me to go back and do research to realize who OJ was and learn and talk, because people tell me, older black people used to tell me, OJ was the standard. When LeBron came into the league, Jordan was the standard. When Iverson came into the league, Jordan was the standard. But when Jordan came into the league, OJ was the standard for an athlete. When I said the standard for an athlete, I mean your image, your performance, your life, all you wanted to reach those standards. You had to reach the OJ standards to become a premier athlete. And with the passing of OJ, I saw some before. I think it was on Fox Sports. They were like how OJ is the most influential athlete of the 20th century, something like that. And I'm like, to me that sounded crazy because I'm like, Jordan and shit like that, right? You would think, but no. It was OJ. OJ had a longer run of impact of who he was. That's why when the case happened in 95, it was so big. That's why it was so big. Imagine if the standard for an athlete now called a murder case. You know how big that would be? You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was for OJ. And when, people talk about why they like Jordan and stuff like that over, because there's a whole bunch of slurping now. But when they talk about why they like Jordan and his image, especially with the white dudes, pay attention to what the white dudes say on on TV and shit when they talk about why they like Jordan. They'd be like, "Oh man, he's a killer, and he's cooler, he's just so cool," and everything like that, right? That's from the white eyes perspective. White people love killers. Look at what show was that? The Jeffrey Dahmer. Well, of course, Jeffrey Dahmer actually got a freaking show. But before that, it was Dexter. You know what I'm saying? These are the type of shows. This is the entertainment. This is what goes through their mind. This is what they think equals winning. Blood and gore. You get what I'm saying? That's their claim to fame. So with OJ, he had that life. You know what I'm saying? He had the life to where white people praised him. He went to USC. He was the star running back at USC. Imagine what Reggie Bush was at USC. Remember that Reggie Bush at USC those days was crazy. OJ was 10 times that, because it was just him. Reggie Bush had to split it up between him and Matt Leinart and all that. Nah, it was just OJ. So, and then going to the NFL and still having the all-time rushing record, which is crazy, right? For a season. But he put up 2,400 in a season or something like that. Like it was wild. These are records that won't be that. Trust me, ain't no Russian record being broken in the NFL today. But I mean, all time in this season, you know what I'm saying. So with Jordan, the white guys love Jordan. They love saying he's cool and everything like that because they're looking at how OJ had to coonify himself to be accepted. He had to be a coon to be accepted by them. You know what I'm saying? So Jordan didn't have to be a coon. Jordan wasn't a coon. Jordan used to beast on white boys. So when they say that he's cool, it's more of a thing about them being scared of him. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand the Neanderthal mind frame. When they call a black man cool, they are scared of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the Neanderthals, not white people. The Neanderthals, when they call a black man cool, the black dude 99.9% can knock this white dude out with a right hook. You know what I'm saying? But to avoid that, the white dude, the Neanderthal, would just call you cool. And we know that OJ white people can tell that he was putting on, selling himself out. You know what I'm saying? But he still was an all-time athlete that can knock these dudes out. You know, which is how they were able to flip it and put it into a murder case. Because he's so big and strong, and Willie Horton. And, you know, that's the big myth and they've been putting on about black men for the whole country ever since media started. Black men are big and strong and will kill and rape white women. That was their story. They tried to do the same thing. So this clip right here of Jordan with OJ, this is just a clip of the interview. You can go watch the whole interview. But when you see this, just know that the meeting between Jordan and OJ was almost a pass of the torch. It was almost a pass of the torch. You know what I'm saying? So people now need to realize what's going on here. And these quote unquote cool, when a white person loves an athlete, or when one athlete is being loved by one part of the media, when an athlete is being loved, not even an athlete, when a black person is being loved by white people, you wonder why. There's a reason why. But I'm gonna go and get out of here, man. I'm out.